Hi guys, David down here at Handy's Downtown. Just as we discussed, going to do a quick YouTube video going over a couple different vehicles, Rav4s and a CRV that we have here currently. So this is the black one that just came in, and it's a 2008 with about 70-something thousand miles on it here. So I'll take the opportunity to open the doors up at the very least for you. Gray interior on this one. Condition's good though. Don't see any rips or tears or anything like that. Looks like that little safety kit there is probably something that came with it. And I'll also show you the back as well. Kind of going around the car, pointing out anything that I see on it overall. Whoop. I did notice a little puck on the side. We're going to get around to that side as well. So I'll get cleaned up one last time if it's the right car for you and stuff. A little bit dirty there. These have some extra storage. I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not. So all the RAV4s we're going to take a look at have some pretty neat features here like this. Large well of storage there. Also on this side, another little area, which is probably where that safety kit should go, is right in there. And they do have the ability for you to fold the seats down, and you can do it right here from the back. So you pull the trigger, and boom, the seats are down. And they got that 60-40 fold feature, so you can do one side or the other or both. But they fold nice and flat, and with the style of the back here, just good utility on these. It does have the roof rack and rails as well for your convenience, so if you want to put something up on top, you can. Of course, you got the rear windshield wiper and the tires on the back of these RAV4s, but nice cover on those as well. This side had the ding. I'm just trying to see a little bit right there, and you can see that little white mark, and it's kind of on the edge of that as well. But the miles are really low on this one, and I don't know if they're really a brand new set of tires, but I tell you what, they are. If they aren't brand new, they are extremely new. Set of Nokian tires on there with a ton of tread left. So great bet on this overall. Needs to be washed up and ready for retail explicitly, but this at least was something that just came in moments before we talked this morning on the phone, so hopefully this little walk around on it is helpful for you. Let's end up heading down to the other part of the lot where the other RAV4 and the CRV are located. 06, so a couple model years back from that 08, obviously, two there. This is going to have about 95,000 miles on this one. Condition really good, I think, on it. There's a couple little scuff marks here from loading and unloading on the tailgate. So just come take a quick look at that. And needs a little WD-40 on the old gate too. But same type of features overall as far as the underneath there. The fold down features for the seats as well. The biggest thing on this one is the difference in color. And I will say it does have a couple more features in that it has the alloy wheels, and comfort-wise it does have electronic components for the seat, which include the lumbar support. You're also going to have dual climate control in this particular model as well. So a couple little added measures of comfort. Otherwise, no rips, no tears, anything like that. On the inside, I see a little bit of a dent right there. I want to point that out. Maybe a little hard to tell, but it's there. And other than that, you know, a couple little scuffs, one right here in the front, but nothing too major, you know, no big dings or dents overall, other than that one I just pointed out. And same kind of deal, roof rack and rails. Again, just a little bit more miles on it, a little bit less money as well. I'd say condition is very, very much like that black one as well. So, you know, pretty comparable overall. And really 100,000 miles on these is nothing to worry about, but certainly the 70,000 mile black one would stand out a little bit in that regard. But let's head over to that CRV now. Here now is the CRV. It's a 2006 and it has a little bit more miles than the RAV4s with 116,000 miles. But otherwise, in terms of capability, you're going to have many of the same, you know, functionality there as far as RAV4 versus CRV, all-wheel drive, good utility. So this one being priced at 10, another $1,000 less than the other lowest RAV4. Certainly we're continuing to go in the right direction, even though the miles are a little higher. And really, I think this is an absolutely gorgeous condition vehicle overall. On the front, I don't see any exterior blemishes or anything. I think it's in, you know, to be fairly to say it, it's just better condition than some of those RAV4s we just looked at. Just don't, you know, in the sense that don't see a lot of the ding, a little teeny spot right there which could use some touch-up paint. But the wheels are in excellent condition, really sharp looking alloy wheels. Maybe a little ding right there next to the door handle. But I like the design of these. I mean, I wonder what you think. You do have the ability on these to pop that glass, so if you had a 2x4 or something that was hanging out the back, you don't have to have the whole hatch open here. You get that right from the key fob too, so that's kind of neat. You can do that from there. And of course, it has that same kind of feature to the swinging door. The vehicle does have to be unlocked, and that's my problem. But, I mean, the one thing I noticed, the big difference, the RAV4s have a little bit of a more of a loading kind of area here on the bumper, which tends to get scuffed up. This doesn't have that, but it does drop down a little bit as you enter into the back, where those RAV4s you can kind of slip and slide stuff out right from there. Also, the seat release, you don't have the ability here to do that from the back. Probably not the biggest deal in the world, but this does have the same capability to have the seats fold down as well, so that's pretty neat. I'm actually wondering, when I'm looking at these back seats, and I want to explain what I'm thinking here, right here is this little release. It almost, and it does, makes me think that these seats can be completely removed, or potentially that's just how you get fold flat feature. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to play around with that as I'm showing you. And this is the table I kind of got a good kick out of. So this is where you're going to find your storage area underneath, okay? So kind of like the RAV. But this little piece of plastic right here comes out and actually becomes a table. So you'll see here that I can actually bring a leg out, and of course the other leg comes out and it sets right up like a picnic table. I just thought that was pretty neat. And obviously when it's not in use, it's usable as your back here. It might be missing, you know, I mean, you do have your anchors that are, you know, now here and usable. Seems to me like maybe a mat or something, you know, would have or could have been there at some time. I want to focus on these back seats, not too much. I'm just really interested to see what it'll take to get those to do that. So this is what I mean in terms of folding down, but I'm actually wondering if we can do one better, because if I do this, it looks like then you can fold the whole thing up and forward. I don't want to overpromise, but potentially you could take the whole seat out as well to get even more storage there. So that's kind of neat, but I think that's just more for the fold flat feature. But don't know, because I didn't have a chance to sell these new, but it's a pretty neat feature. And if you want to come around to the back too, I just want to show you the armrest and how good the seats are in the back there. Really comfortable. Nice dark fabric on those, so easy to keep clean and everything. And these are just really reliable vehicles overall. And I like the design. I mean, they did a great job. The shifting is going to be on the steering column. You do have a sunroof in this model, which I think is a big benefit, because a lot of times, just for instance, in a RAV4, you don't get that unless you're in a limited model or something. So that's nice to have the sunroof. Also good storage over here, kind of fun way of design and everything. The parking brake there, all your air conditioning and everything else in here. They have a additional cup holder that pulls out along with these. And this is a situation where you can fold that down or have it up, and has nice armrests on the seat. A little additional storage in there. I just think it's really a nice vehicle overall, and it's really extremely clean. I mean, one of these things that I like to point out overall is something that you can't tell from the video, which is smell, you know. And in the end, I will tell you, this is very, very clean. I also like the black RAV4. I think, to be fair, the gold RAV4 might be the one that has the most condition issues, but all very good, reliable all-wheel drive vehicles, good price points, and you know, they all have nice fresh inspections and good tires and all that good stuff. So I hope you found the YouTube video here beneficial, going over some of the features and highlights of each vehicle, and certainly more than happy to answer additional questions you might have on them, or just see you in for a test drive. But either way, I appreciate the opportunity. give me a buzz, 528-2213. Let me know what you think or when you'd like to stop in, or an email, dburns@handycars.com. But thank you again. Take care and talk to you soon.